Hi there, my name is Tad Hargrave, and welcome to another edition of the Radical Business YouTube marketing coaching series for green, conscious, holistic, community-minded, otherwise cool businesses. And we're talking about word of mouth right now. And where we left off, we were going over some of the 5 core strategies of word of mouth. Supporting existing hubs, creating new hubs where necessary, focusing on the 20% of your clients that are referring 80% of your business, being in touch. And we left off there. So we talked about the importance of being in touch probably at least once a month, maybe at most once a week. That may be different for your business. You've really got to just test it and see. If you send out an email, once a week and you start getting a lot of unsubscribes of people not wanting it, you may have to adapt and send it out less often. Some people can get away with once a day. I've seen it. And it seems to work for them. So there's no hard and fast rules here. You've just got to notice what works. But I just encourage you to push yourself a little bit beyond your comfort zone of how often you are in touch. Most entrepreneurs make the mistake of not being in touch enough. If you look at the mortgage industry, it's interesting. I was talking with a friend of mine in Calgary, and I don't know if this is sort of an international standard or if it was just in that city that year. But she said, what do you think is the sort of return business rate for mortgage brokers, and what percentage of people come back to a mortgage broker? Because she said on average people refinance their house every 5 years. So what percentage of those people do you think go back to the same mortgage broker in 5 years? And I was like, I don't know, 50, 60%, 2%. The vast majority of people go with a different mortgage broker. Why? Because that mortgage broker never stayed in touch, never built a relationship. So when that 4.5-year period came around, who to go to? Well, they lost touch. They probably didn't even remember the name, maybe vaguely remembered meeting them. So they opened the yellow pages. They talked to friends. Who would you recommend? They go with that person. So the vast majority don't go with the same mortgage broker. And it's so true in so many businesses where, you're a tree trimming business. And if you trim the trees, unless everything in nature changes, in a few months, those trees will have grown back. But a lot of people end up just calling a new service because the service they used didn't stay in touch, didn't offer them incentives and ways to have continual service. So this key of building a relationship, staying in touch, if that mortgage broker had once a month, once a quarter even, which is probably not often enough, but if they'd sent just useful, relevant, valuable things, here's some free dinner tickets. Here's tickets to a play. Here's some information about the interest rates. If they'd called them at the 4.5 or 4-year period and say, a lot of people start thinking about refinancing their home at around this time, and I just wanted to let you know, some of my thoughts on it. If you had 15 minutes, I'd love to share it because actually right now is not a good time to refinance because of what's happening in the market. And if you wait till about a year from now or 2 years from now, it's going to be a much better time. Or this is the perfect time. A lot of people will wait till 5 years. But the 4th year, right now, is the time to do it. And I'm doing a meeting with all my clients, and I just want to explain to you why. There's no pressure. You don't have to do anything. There's not going to be any sort of thing to sign at the end of the meeting. But I just want you to have the information to make an informed choice. You'd probably be blown away and thrilled to get that kind of information, especially if the meeting was central, convenient, food was provided. So simple. And there's some other things you can do. I said 5, but I may end up adding more. Let me go here. So the 5th one is the idea of gifts. And this is something I've really just latched onto recently, and it ends up being the heart of what I work with a lot of businesses on. So, somebody comes to your business, they love it. You've already done the first part of making your business a purple cow, making it remarkable, making it stand out, making it consistently under-promise and over-deliver. People are thrilled, they love your business, they want to tell everyone about it. They already are telling a lot of people about it. But can you support them and give them the materials to spread the word? Let me give you a few examples of this. A friend of mine, Tammy Johnston in Calgary, has a website, thefinancialguides.ca, I believe. And the Financial Guides does workshops. And she does workshops, she's very casual. She's like a jeans and t-shirt kind of gal. And her workshop, she does a day-long workshop that's $79. And she packs them. And I'll tell you how. $79 day-long workshop. And it's just educational. There's no pitch. There's no sort of it's not an Amway meeting. It's just solid education. And what happens during that day is she builds her relevance, her credibility, and her value with this group. Those three things: relevance, credibility, and value. The heart of the good offer. She gives people so much information, and they leave with this feeling of, I didn't even realize those things I didn't know. Oh my gosh, there's so many issues that we need to handle, and I haven't even thought about those. We should really do something about that. Who should we hire to help us through that process? Oh, what about Tammy Johnston? She has about a 90% conversion ratio of people who come to them. She has like 15 or 20 people per event, and about 90% of them end up becoming her clients. And it's not because she does some powerful close at the end or some tricky tactic. She just gives them so much value that they want to work with her. She blows them away so much. She exceeds the expectation. You know, people come in, they just think it's going to be some dry workshop. And they expect her to be in a suit and tie and for there to be some kind of pressuring element, but it's not. She's just in jeans, t-shirts. She provides food for people, just simple food, and takes such great care of them. And at the end, of course, they want to work with her. But here's the thing. So now they're thrilled. They love it. They've just been so taken care of. Their expectations have been shattered in a good way. And they want to tell their friends. Well, it's a $79 event, and they're probably going to tell a lot of their friends anyways. But what she does to facilitate this, to make it a little easier for them, is she gives them each a certificate at the end. That certificate, each person gets one that's worth 2 spots at the next event. And she says, you know, the way that a lot of people hear about these events is word of mouth. And I'm just really grateful for you having taken the time. And because you were here and you spent the whole day, I'd like to give you a certificate that you can pass on to anyone you know and you care about, who you think this workshop might be valuable for. So the truth is, like 80-90% of the people who come to her workshops now are on those certificates. But with 90% conversion ratio to becoming clients, she's doing just fine. So that's one example. Giving people a gift that they can give to their friends. So think about it like this. There's really 2 ways that you can reinforce or encourage the referral process. One, you can refer the person, or you can reward the person giving the referral. So the referrer, or you can reward the person who is being referred. So in Tammy Johnston's case, she could do it, there's 2 directions here. One is, if you refer somebody, I will give you $79 cash to put in your pocket. The other way is, I'll give you this free certificate that you can give to your friends worth $79. So which do you think is more compelling? And you've got to really test in your circumstance, but the bribe can actually sometimes, this is just kind of my gut feeling about it, often can, I think, make people feel even uncomfortable about telling their friends about something because they know they're getting some cut from it, and people start going, well, is this just because of me? Like, because of what I'm getting? Should I bring it up? People can actually feel a little awkward, because what if their friend says, like, are you getting a cut for referring me? And they have to say yes. And what most people do, I find, even if you give them that and you say, hey, you get $79 cash, what they'll often do is just give their friend a free ticket. Or they'll cut it 50-50. That most people actually feel a little uncomfortable with that kind of a direct bribe. So my suggestion is either to mix it or to just give them a gift, and a gift that's so valuable that they would want to give it to their friends. So they've loved your business, they love what you do, and now they have this gift and materials that they can pass on to their friends. So we're going to continue this. I'm going to share a bunch of other stories about how to do this in the next workshop. And again, at the end of this, you're going to see a website you can go to where you can download a free workshop PDF on way more about referrals and word of mouth that we can pack into here. So thanks for watching.